All right, week 9 is here, and I'm going to walk you through your work for week 9 as we are working on your informative speeches. Last week you turned in your audience form and your topic selection form. You need to check those drop boxes because I will have feedback for you, specifically approval. So as long as your audience is approved and your topic has been approved, you can proceed this week in the next steps of the speech process. So we're going to work through research now. And of course, we're also going to work on the outline. There are different ideas and different strategies. Should you make the outline first and then research, or should you conduct your research first and then formulate that in an outline? Different projects, I have worked different ways, but we will kind of be working on them at the same time, but leaning into research a little bit more before the outline. It is a great idea to go ahead and kind of have some ideas about which aspects of communication you want to analyze concerning the culture as you dive into research, but being flexible, because as you start reading through those articles, you may learn things that you weren't anticipating. And so it's nice to have kind of a fluid, flexible outline to be able to incorporate the more interesting things that you learn in your research. So we're gonna start with research, but you may have some main points that you are kind of thinking about and leaning into as we go through this process. We are going to look into databases for the best peer-reviewed scientific research, and we want to avoid the Wikipedias and the articles that would be heavily biased and maybe not as factual. So when we are studying the cultures, of course, realizing that our study is limited. As you look back on the chapter on cultural communication, you realize that even your perception of another culture is not exactly accurate because you're not part of that culture. But we're going to try to do our best, and of course with the growth mindset and really trying to learn more so that we can be more effective communicators with others in different cultures. So as you begin to research, you're going to compile that research in the research report and then ultimately place that in the Dropbox. Make sure that file is in a readable format, the PDF, and then I will approve the research, or I will ask for clarification if there is something. One thing that I'm particularly going to be looking for are those oral citations in your research report. So what do I mean by an oral citation? When you give your speech, we will not be able to see your list of works cited or your reference page. And so it's really key when giving a speech, you still have to give attribution and credit to the creator of the source, the author of the research. But we do that through oral citations so that as you are using the source, you tell us where you got it from and who wrote that source. And you also want to take care to help build in and establish that credibility as you give the source so that your audience can trust it and find that source credible. And that also instills back to your speaker credibility as well. So there is a process and there is a formula for those oral citations, so you can look into that as you're writing those. But don't be worried. I will give you feedback on your research report and help guide you into clear oral citations. And then what you'll do is that you will take the information you got from those sources and those oral citations, and then you'll plug those into your outline so that when you are speaking, you can clearly cite those sources in your speech. Please let me know if you have any questions on this research report. After you finish it, you will just flow right into working on your outline, and that outline will be due the following week.